राइट। तो दरबा साहब का आज एक सुझाव आया और मुझे हंसी भी आई, और वो हंसी का कारण भी मैं स्पष्ट कर दूंगा, लेकिन मेरे पास मैसेज ये आया कि मुझे भी क्या 8 से 10 मिनट मिलेंगे। तो मुझे हंसी इस बात पर आई कि हमेशा आपको मिलते हैं, बल्कि ज्यादा मिलते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी फिर भी यदि आपकी शिकायत है तो वो शिकायत आज दूर कर लीजिएगा, ठीक है। हम ऐसा नहीं चाहते कि किसी को मन में ऐसा रहे कि कोई यहां पक्षपात चल रहा है। दिस इज ओपन प्लेटफॉर्म। नहीं, हमारे यहाँ तो दान दातार बैठे हुए हैं, भाटे साहब जैसे, जो हमेशा ही कहते हैं मैं प्रोफेसर बलराम सिंह जी को दे रहा हूं। तो
इट्स इंटरेस्टिंग।
जी जी,
तो अभी इजाजत है मैं बात करूं?
बिल्कुल कर लीजिए।
अच्छा ठीक है। तो जब निष्पक्षपात की बात हो रही है भगवान के बारे में, जो उदासीन उदासीत, so when we are talking about the objectivity of the Lord, and this is a beautiful verse, which is also positioned in such a strategic way, like earlier episodes we discussed about the importance and the significance of number 9. So the chapter number 9 and the shloka number 9 has got a special significance because the central theme of Bhagavad Gita is considered as Karma Yoga. And most often, very often quoted verse of Bhagavad Gita by many across the world is Karmanyeva Adhikaraste. So that is considered as the central theme of the Bhagavad Gita. And here also there seems to be a reinforcement about the same, which is most misunderstood or less understood and most spoken about aspect of the Bhagavad Gita. How is it possible to have a Nishkam karma? So he is giving his own example. Bhagavan is giving his own example here, that which is explained in a philosophical sense. So whatever we are discussing, and from my perspective, is what is in it for us to apply practically in our day-to-day life and then work. So if we examine and then look at it, and he's also saying, so just I touch upon because the elaboration has been already given beautifully by Jhasab as usual. Bhagavan is the Purusha and the supreme consciousness, the Chaitanya, and the Prakriti is the Jada and the manifested form of the materialistic world. With the Chaitanya, when it is, though they are considered as the two sides of the same coin and inseparable entities, if they are entities, it is the beautiful combination of the and Shiva and the Shakti or Prakriti and then the Purusha. Purusha is the Chaitanya. And he is saying that I am a Sakshi and then I am just a witness. And then with my consciousness, the Prakriti, otherwise the inert and the Jada Prakriti gets manifested in the form of a creation or the Jagat. That's what he is explaining. Same thing, I think, if we extrapolate, so maybe Balram Singh should be able to throw some more light on that, because my elementary knowledge is about a catalyst when I was studying at the school level, college level, chemistry. What are the properties of a catalyst? So probably Bhagavan is saying he is the motivation, he is the one who is making it happen without participating into the chemical reaction or the process. Catalyst role he seems to be playing. Maybe he can throw some more light. So, but very often people misunderstand, because even in the work situation or even at home, you may be an IAS officer or you may be a CEO or a collector or a DM or CEO or an MD of a company, but your wife considers you as Samanyam Manyante. That's what he says in the previous chapter on the lighter side. So is it because of the familiarity, or because of the non-familiarity, or because of taking for granted, or is it because of the knowledge, less knowledge or ignorance or misunderstanding or poor understanding? Because very often they may not know what is this. Even the workers, when they are working in an organization, majority in several at a lower level. Typically, when they look at it, CEO or MD is sitting in a big cabin, and then either he's signing or attending meetings, or he's traveling in flights and then five-star hotels and things like that. यार ये आदमी करता क्या है, इसको इतना तनख्वाह क्यों मिलता है? अरे हम तो हर दिन 10 घंटा 12 घंटा 18 घंटा काम करते रहते हैं, पसीना आता है हमें। इसको तो हमेशा एसी में रहता है और इधर उधर घूमते रहता है, बड़े बड़े उनसे मीटिंग करते रहता है, और उसको इतना पैसा क्यों है? तो एंड दे में ही इज ऑल्सो लुकिंग लाइक नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग लाइक अस। ये भी हमारे पड़ोसी रहते थे, अचानक इसका किस्मत खुल गई और ये बड़ा आईटी कंपनी का बहुत बड़ा सीईओ और एमडी बन गया। एंड टिल यस्टरडे ये हमारे साथ गोटी खेलता था और ये आईएएस क्रैक किया, ही इज बिकम कलेक्टर, एंड देन इतना शूशा उसका ये है। एंड समटाइम्स पीपल में वंडर इट इज ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ द कर्मा, द yoga karma su kaushalam, the kind of a skillful action they have done, and the concentrated focus with which they worked, which may not be appealing. And unfortunately for the newer generation, they may not understand the form of avatar, because Bhagavan, he has talked about his avatars also. The only avatar they understand seems to be the avatar of James Cameron. The second part also is released. But I think there is a need for avatar to understand, though they may look like a Rama and then the Krishna, because Rama suffered 14 years looking for his wife, and then as if he is incapable man, and Krishna is he's more often criticized by the other religions and all that, without understanding, because of he is saying that ajanantaha, avijananta, so they either misunderstand and then insult, or they belittle the person, or they don't understand at all because of the ignorance, because they think that Krishna go 8 wives are there, 16,000 wives are there, and all that, without knowing that he was only 80 years old person when he was doing Ras Leela, and afterwards he never came back to Brindavan. All that people forget about it. So that is all. And coming to, there is a Rakshasa and then Asuri. Of course, Jhasab has explained, but I would like to throw some light, because very often people have doubt in the mind that who are these people, because always we talk about, Bhuta, Preta, Pisacha, Yaksha, Gandharva, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, Valakirya, Daitya, Danava, Rakshasa, Asura, like that, there are several variations. And what are the slight differences? Because there is no time. Basically, Danavas are man-eaters, and then like Ghatotkacha, Hidimba, and then Putana. Daityas are illusory monsters, and they lift mountains and then they fly. They fly, and then some of these things. And Asuras are the strongest people, and their only thing is to counter the Devatas and Devas, and all. Their only motivation in life is to get the Indra Padavi and then the heaven, and the power. And then the last ones are the Rakshasa, who are the offspring of the Asuras, and they serve the Asuras. And they also have the powers of Devas as well as the human weaknesses. So this is the slight variation, and from this we can understand who stands where. And in Rakshasas also there are good Rakshasas like Prahlada and Vibhushana and all. Of course, Asura, like Asus Ramante iti Asura, they are very pleasure-oriented people, hedonistic people. They only do things for now, and then they live, and then khao piyo maja karo, and then to do that they want to usurp, and then they do that. Then he is given in the last sloka, having discussed about the what kind of people do not understand me, and these are the kind of deluded people, because of the moha, the delusion, they lose their sense of balance, they don't. And in the last sloka, who are the people who understand the Daivi kind of a thing? The moksha elaboration he has given in the 16th chapter from sloka 1 to 6 about Daiva Asura Sampad Vibhaga. He has beautifully given. So it is very important, and the take home learning for us is it is possible for us also to stay udasina. So to be there in the chemical reaction as a catalyst without participating, but also we can achieve the nishkama karma. Just the way being a sakshi, getting unattached, or Padmapatra Mivambasa, though being in the lake, getting untouched by the waters or the mud of the lake, you can stay. So that is possible for us also to practice in life, is what I wish to focus with the help of these 5 shlokas.
Right.
Thank you for giving.
राउंड है, ब्रीफ राउंड रहेगा. कुछ इंटरजेक्शन चाहते हैं दरबा साहब, कर लीजिए.
Yeah. Okay. So about Udasina, just to clarify, even if we go to etymology, Jasab should explain a little more. As I understand, Ut plus Asin, Udasin, जो ऊपर बैठा हुआ है, ऊपर बैठते हैं, बैठ के देखते हैं from the bird's eye view, the helicopter view, we call it in management. Like for example, Einstein has said, you cannot solve a problem at the same plane where there is the problem. You can't. The person who is in the well cannot, come up. The fellow who is outside the well can only bring the fellow who is in the well. So उदासीन का मतलब कि it is not non-participation, as it is very often misunderstood. It is not that he is absolutely not participating at all and then only sakshi. It's not that way, I think. उदासीन का मतलब है कि untouched and unbiased, निष्पक्षपात बुद्धि से जो तटस्थ होते हैं, जो तटस्थ रूप से without getting involved either by side of the party and being as a samatvam yoga uchita. In the yoga also we are in our sthita prajna kind of a situation, buddhi, वैसा स्थिति होता है, वही उदासीन. I think siddha siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. That's what he says. So that is possible even for us. That's what Bhagavan seems to be telling, that same thing is the karma yoga. That's why it is always very misunderstood that how is it possible to do a nishkam karma without having, in the business organization or anything what we do, without knowing the result, how will we, what for we work, and then without achieving it, unless we have a target or a KRA, how will we work? This is the normal dilemma of the people in the normal world. So we need to understand in that way. One is, of course, the philosophical aspect of it. The other is practical. I think it is about the unbiased way of looking at it, from a higher plane, looking at it without getting contaminated or detached. Thank you.
नाडकर्णी साहब भी कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, कह लीजिए.
हाँ जी.